Welcome to Dave Jaguar 66. I've had quite a few emails over the months, and I just put something up tonight about lifting a Mini. And before this, I had quite a few people talk to me about. Excuse me, a nice cold drink. Have talked to me about ideas that they've come up with, and this is not about just classic cars. So if it's just classic cars you're interested in, I guess you better turn off now. Anyway, what it is, it's just a quick video here I wanted to put up because it's about people when they invent tools. I showed a couple of weeks ago a guy's come up with a tool for the E-Type or for any Y-wheel spinner to get them off. There's quite a few on the market, but they're crazily priced, and his is 50 quid, and it's just well engineered, it's basic and it works well. So if you've ever got an idea and thought, that might be useful, it might be commercial, don't be put off by people saying, oh, well, if you're thinking of it, somebody else has thought of it before. Obviously you can't reinvent the wheel, but saying that, there are things on YouTube now where people have got wheels with no spokes, where they're carbon fibre, whatever. So I guess you can reinvent the wheel to a certain extent. You certainly can't get a better form than round, but there you go. So it's just basically a little talk, if you like, on what you can do. So if you have come up with an idea, whether it be automotive or anything for that matter, you can actually get a patent. And there's a lot of misnomers about patents, and there's a thing called the EPO, which is the European Patent Office. And I worked in the oil industry for nearly 30 years and came up with a few ideas, but most of them I gave to the company because at the end of the day that was my job. I first off started working as a trainee in the oil field. I worked for a company called Halliburton Schlumberger. I worked for many different companies, but mostly Halliburton and Schlumberger. And as you're working, you obviously come up with ideas that you can use and you incorporate them in the business. Anyway, and some I've come up with some ideas, some inventions, and I've never actually done anything with them, which is a shame really, and I know for a fact they're still not being used. Anyway, so this European Patent Office, there's a bit of a misnomer in that people say, oh well, it costs a lot of money. That's very true. It's not very expensive to apply for a patent. It's about €1,000, 1,200 euros. Where the cost in a patent is the search. And they have to do this search to make sure nobody else has got the product and nobody else has a patent number and so on and so forth. So my suggestion would be, if you've got an idea and you want to patent it, what you can do is do the basic, put the patent in, just pay the basic money, and you can then put patent applied for, even though they're still, and then not do the search, not pay for the search because that's what costs money, and you'll get a patent number. 9 times out of 10 it will stop people copying it, but to be honest, the patent laws are so easy to get over. A screw or a hole drilled in a place or something that's different on the same idea is easily not copied. It's not considered copyright, so it's something to look out for. But as I say, if you have an idea and you think it'll work, go for it. Don't let somebody put you off, because there's many people done this and just let it go and somebody else has come up with it. A couple of cases, for instance, the Harrier jump jet. Now, during the Falklands and before the Falklands, they had a problem with the Harrier jump jet where they couldn't get it off the aircraft carrier with a full payload and a full fuel load. So I mean, they couldn't deliver the armaments where they wanted. Now, Lieutenant Commander in the Navy, I can't remember his name, he came up with the idea of this ski jump on the end of the aircraft carriers, which they used in the Falklands to great effect. He actually was he was in the Royal Navy when he came up with the idea, and they gave him £10,000, which seems nothing in comparison to the millions that they saved. But anyway, so it just shows you. I also have another situation where I was working many years ago, 20 plus years ago, in Dubai on a jack-up rig, and there was an electrician on there called Ron was his name, I can't remember his second name, it's a long time ago, and he invented a tool which you might have actually used. And what it is, he was an electrician on the rig, and he came up with a tool especially for Britain, where they have houses where they have a double skin brick, and if you want to put in the older houses, obviously 30s, 40s, they didn't have so many appliances, and he came up with the idea of a box rather than have it attached on the outside of the wall sticking out, that you could recess it in the wall. But doing it in the UK means you have to take a lot of bricks out to get it in, then plaster it. It's quite a messy business. And his invention, you've probably seen in B&Q or Texas or wherever, home care, where you have this box and it has holes in it and a drill, masonry drill with a depth on it, where you drill all the holes and then this fits in. This was his idea. Now, he told me that when inventing it and making it and manufacturing it was the easy bit. The hard bit was trying to sell it, and because there's a whole science of sales. You know, where they put things in supermarkets, for instance. Why they put sweets where the checkout counter is, because they know they're going to ask mum and dad for it, and they don't want to make a scene, so they give it to them. So this is a whole another issue. But anyway, I did the same thing, and just before I left the oil business, I went on a management course in Africa. I can't remember the actual place. The company I worked for was called Schlumberger, and I invented a tool. And what happened was, when we went on this course, we had to show some improvement that we'd made and so on. And I'd done this a year before, invented this tool, but in Baku in Azerbaijan, but never actually really told any management about it. My job was actually what they call, it was, what was the actual title? Well, they always have titles, but it was Quality Champion was my title in the job. And there'd been an issue where something had happened. We'd had a bulletin from worldwide, somebody in America had hurt their hand, and this issue came up, and then another idea came up from behind it, and I invented this tool, and I actually showed it at this management team thing we went to, and then I left the company 3 months later, and I didn't know, but what they did was they took the idea, refined it, exactly the same idea, but they refined it, made it out of aluminium instead of steel, and started to sell the product and sell it within the company. And I think the last figures were $1 or $2 or $3 million. So, you know, I could have hung on to it, but there you go. If you're interested in looking at it, it's on my website, Dave Jaguar 66, and it's HP XXX pump, or high pressure XXX pump replacement tool invention. Now, there's no sour grapes. At the end of the day, these guys paid me a lot of money when I worked for them. They've been very good to me. I've got a really good healthcare system, great private pension and so on. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now without them. So I have no gripes, but I'm just saying, if you have an idea, use it. There's so many people think, oh, well, somebody's got a better idea than that, or I'm sure somebody's thought of it. Don't think that way. And it could be anything, mechanical. If you go to the website, the EPO website, which is European Paint Office, it has like 6 or 10 golden rules. You know, it must be commercial, it must be this, must be that. Look at that, and if I think it's 6 rules in fact, and if those 6 golden rules apply to your idea, go for it. Painting, as I say, really doesn't do much, but it might put somebody off bothering manufacturing it, but that's the only thing. So I just thought I'd mention this, and if you've got a good idea, use it. You know, you can make yourself some money. I know plenty of people in the oil field that invented tools, downhole tools for oil wells, and the royalties alone have made them, well, I've bought them a brand new car every year, put it that way. So anyway, thanks for watching in. I hope I haven't bored you with it, but I just wanted to give you some ideas that you can make something commercial. If it's good enough, it has to be obviously clever, it has to be the price. I mean, obviously if something's ridiculously priced, then nobody's going to have it. So if you can get the price, the commerciality of it, or it's commercial, then do it. So thanks for watching in, and I'll be doing other videos on the classic cars, so please watch in. So take care. Bye for now. Bye.